Hello, this is my Exploring Personal Values video assignment. So jumping into my 4 virtues that I chose. For civic, I chose compassion, and I think this just comes from my longing for relationship and wanting to be in good relationship with those who I'm around, and I think compassion is one of the best ways to do this. And I think I'll be able to show students that they deserve love and forgiveness regardless of their struggles, mistakes, or misbehaviors through compassion. For performance, I chose the virtue of reliability because when I say I'm going to be somewhere or do something, I really make that effort to show up and do it to my best ability, and I have a longing that other people will do the same for me. And I'll show this because I'll show up for my students, but also teach them that they have to show up for themselves and they have to show up for their own learning and that they have extreme potential that when they do that. For intellectual, I chose intentionality, especially within the last few years of my life. I've just longed to show intentionality behind having a deeper understanding of the things that I'm doing, the things that I believe, including like asking intentional questions and just really having reasoning and meaning behind everything that I do. And I want to be intentional about learning about each of my students so that I can best support them. And for moral, I chose positivity because I just want to be somebody, and I believe that I am somebody who shows up and tries to just put my best foot forward and bring light to a situation. This is something that I'll definitely have to do in the classroom and just be able to walk into class each day knowing that it's a new day with new potential and new opportunities. So for character formation, I think that this is something that starts as you're growing up, and that it starts with culture. Chapter 5 of our textbook, Understanding Cultural Identities and Their Influence on Teaching and Learning, explains that somebody's home, their environment, and their culture has direct effects on their values, their beliefs, and their ideas. And I think all of these things do make up somebody's character. So I think that's how somebody's character kind of starts, is with how they grew up. However, I don't believe it's stagnant. I think that you have some control over it. Through reflection and goal setting, you can decide who you want to be. In a situation where my values are challenged, I would say that I do a good job of maintaining a neutral, if not understanding, outward expression. I'm definitely going to listen to the things people have to say. However, I could work on inwardly being more open, I think. Especially when it comes to things that I feel very strongly about, such as my faith. It can be hard for me to fully open up to new ideas. A strategy to foster character formation is honestly one of the most accessible ones that I think is overlooked, is just being a role model for your students. North Central College talks about how, especially young students, really mimic the behavior of the authoritative figures in their life. So by showing the character traits and the virtues that I hope my students use to interact and treat each other with, they can have character formation through that. But another strategy is to openly talk about it and to allow them opportunities to reflect and set goals for their own character formation. I think I'm best at holding myself accountable through constant reminders, because I can tell myself, today I want to treat everybody with dignity, but as soon as I walk out my house, I'm not really thinking about it again. So putting little sticky notes on my computer or in my car is one of the best ways that I have found to hold myself accountable, as well as reflecting at the end of the day, even if it's just thinking about my interactions with people throughout the day before I go to bed, and really questioning, did I treat people how I hoped to today? 2 people who I can seek to be honest with me about my strengths and opportunities for development are my mom and my close friend Lily, because they both are the 2 people that know me the best, so I can count on them to tell me what they see in me, the good things that they see in me, but also to just be really honest with me, especially if I come to them after a specific situation and I'm like, how did this come across? I can trust them to fully tell me what they thought. A tool that I see myself using for my own character development is the book Teaching with Love and Logic. It's just a really good book about how we treat students and development there. And a second tool is the Teach Me Teacher podcast.